In a business sense, maybe I have more on my plate, but overall from life perspective, you definitely have more.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that's why you haven't burned out yet?
yeah. If I had one kid,
Yeah.
even a dog, I'd be f***ed.
So that leads us to another point. If you're feeling, would you say you're feeling overwhelmed with stuff like this?
Trying to fix it, yeah.
Yeah. That could be a sign of like some form of burnout. Like, do you feel like you might need a break soon?
I would love a break. That's sort of somewhat of the benefit of these podcasts, I feel like, too, because it gives me a chance to not, like, it's easier to have a conversation just here with you than it is to always, like, sit down in front of a thing, like, bang out, like, a new topic every, you know what I mean? So, like, hypothetically, tonight, I would have to go sit there and bang out 2 topics and get them up, versus here, I'm just, like, talking with you and getting content done simultaneously. And I can get a lot of clips out of these too. So this helps me sort of avert the burnout. And that's sort of one of the benefits of doing podcasts, not only because people get to see deeper insight into stuff that I don't always talk about and the conversations with other people. It's a
deeper insight into your personality too.
Yeah.
Because it's a more relaxed form of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the burnout thing, I don't really feel it yet, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, like I don't have any inkling of like, oh my God, like I can't sustain this. Like I think I can. I just need to be a bit more like dialed in. My issue is not even the schedule of the videos. It's more so everything else I'm doing with my other businesses. I want to be able to allocate more time to them and be on top of them.
Yeah.
And that is where I'm spread a bit thin. And I don't feel like I'm going to burn out though. I just feel like I definitely am hard on myself if I get to the end of the day and there's something that's been on my to-do list for 3 weeks.
Right.
Like for example, sometimes I'll have an email sitting there that's actually quite important. And before I know it, it's been a month since I've answered it.
I got those, man. I know what that's like.
Yeah, that kind of shit is like can eat at you because it's like, wow, like I can't even get this basic task done, like, you know, some little random banking document I have to go like get done or whatever. I have to go to I have to go cash a check or like send a wire transfer.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. It's like, wow, this fucking check's almost expired. It's been sitting here for so long. Like that kind of stuff is like so tedious and small, but it's just like
those pile up, man.
Yeah.
And that gets stressful. I know that stress.
Yeah.
The only red flag that I'm hearing with like some of the stuff you're saying, I'm not actively trying to dissect it necessarily, but like you say some things that like I get like a ding in my head and I'm like, that sounds a little concerning. Like the way that and this could just be how you're framing it in conversation. I'm not saying you feel this way, but the way you frame stuff, like when you frame to me, these videos give me a break. Like this is what this is. This gives me a break. It's like if it's something, and there's always aspects of everything that you're going to do that you don't like. But if you're really enjoying it, you're not really looking for the breaks. Like maybe there's a lot of aspects of what you're doing that you're not like. I'm not saying you're definitely enjoying some of it.
Yeah.
And you can't expect to enjoy all of it, but you want to. In the perfect world, we don't live in one.
Yeah.
You want to be. I have so many like caveats to this, but like in a perfect world, you want to be enjoying what you're doing more than not enjoying it.
It's like I already know your caveats too without even having to tell me. Because it's funny. Like we talked about this last time too. Like the stuff you do that you don't want to do because it helps leverage the catapult the stuff you do want to do to perform better.
Yeah.
And even though you don't like doing it, it's part of the shitty part of the job potentially. Because most people, they hate their entire job.
Yeah.
Whereas us, we enjoy a lot of it. And then there's some shitty parts that help propel the other stuff. You know what I mean?
So when the burnout hits its peak is when there's so much shit going on that you don't want to do.
So when did you burn out, or did you?
Oh, I burned out for sure.
And what like volume were you doing at the time?
But what happened to me in the burnout is I started to leverage compounds to help me get work done.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it actually works for a little while.
Yeah.
You get super productive, but then you burn out even harder from the compounds. It's like you mentally and physically. And I would go through periods where I'd be up like days in a row sometimes.
Wow.
Days in a row without sleeping because I was using the drugs that keep you awake.
Even if I use heavy stimulants, I can't stay awake for more than like 20. I can stay awake for more than 24 hours, but it's like my mindset is so fried that I know it's not productive enough to stay awake. So I just like force myself to go to sleep.
See, that's healthy. I was very unhealthy.
Because it was just like, it would get to the point where I knew. I used to try and do that actually when I first started working online. I thought once a week I'd pull a 24-hour all-nighter and I would get more work done. It was sort of like Gary Vee does not promote this necessarily, but he gives the impression of like I'll sleep when I'm dead, or at least he used to. And that's sort of what I thought the first couple of years I was working. I was like, once a week I can handle a 24-hour like all-nighter and just like crank out extra work. And then I started to realize the net output I was doing was actually like less, even though I was up for longer because it was like such low quality shit.
Right.
So, you know, for me though, like once I hit that point where I'm like, okay, I'm useless, I'm like able to wrap it up. But
That's good.
Unfortunately, that usually happens at like 5 or 6 a.m.
But like I said, it's working for you in some regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, the burnout was.
I don't even know
drugs.
how you have a family and balance this shit, dude. Like
I
have no responsibilities to anyone except myself and, you know, my immediate family if they need me, and friends if they really need me. But I don't have a wife or kids or anything. Like it's the fact that you can sustain even like what you're doing with all of that and like not be overwhelmed. Like that's impressive to me. Yeah. Oh,
thank you. Psychedelics.
Yeah.
No, not really. But
yeah. But like, yeah, the burnout thing. I don't know. Like I've never had it, but I think I have a lot less on my plate. Maybe in a business sense, maybe I have more on my plate, but overall from life perspective, you definitely have more.
Yeah.
So
do you think that's why you haven't burned out yet?
Yeah. If I had one kid,
yeah,
even a dog, I'd be fucked. If I had a dog, I'd be fucked.
Dude, dogs can be harder than kids sometimes. Take it from me. They can be. When we first got the dog as a puppy, we already had one of our kids.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is worse than a second kid. In the beginning, they need so much.
Like I've seen even like, for example, my mindset on like there's nothing wrong with dogs or kids, but like when you're grinding and trying to maximize your time and return on investment for your time, like when I see my athletes, for example, that we sponsor and they just like get a dog, I'm just like, all I can think is like, damn, dude, like that's a lot of time you just ate up.
Yeah.
And like maybe you can implement it into your content or whatever, but like you're going to take that guy to the vet. You're going to have to take him for walks. You're not going to film it every time. You have to deal with it shitting. You have to deal with everything. Like you just cut off like 1/4 of your productive hours.
But do you see like how your mind works though?
Yeah.
You're instantly thinking in terms of productivity.
Yeah.
People get dogs for the enjoyment.
I think of the ROI on time from pets in like a business aspect, which is like kind of fucked up.
So I went through this stage too. I'm not in it now, thankfully. I didn't like it. Maybe you like it, where you convert absolutely everything to like a business numbers. And yeah. Dude,
even returning like recycled cans to the depot, I'm like, do I lose money going to the depot to return these cans? Because the time invested that I went to go return them, I could have made a video.
Yeah, you could have made money.
Exactly.
I think this is a horrible way to start thinking.
Yeah, but that's like sort of how I like quantify things sometimes.
But life doesn't work that way.
No, but then like
play into the enjoyment.
My work-life balance, from a friends and family perspective, is much better, and I definitely satisfy my need in those regards. But when it comes to like, I don't need a pet, and I don't really want one. But like stuff like that is like extras, I feel like.
How long have you been successful on YouTube?
I don't know, like 2 years maybe.
Has it been 2 years of like steady where like you've been at the same pace of
my growth exponentially increased last October. So maybe like less than a year of like this trajectory.
Okay.
So like, okay, my like hyper aggressive posting schedule started like last October where I was like, I need to be up to 2 videos a day. So it was like, I almost hit like unsustainable trajectory at like October, I feel like.
Okay.
And it's not unsustainable. I'm sustaining it, but it's like to many people, this would be fucking impossible with anything else on their plate.
But what I like, the biggest red flag for me when I hear you talking is just the lack of enjoyment. Like if you're keeping up this schedule, I feel, and I could just be biased because I felt this way myself with posting videos. And again, I'm balancing so much more stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you will hit a point where you're not going to have any fun making videos. And like, if you're not doing this if this isn't something that you have passion for, why are you doing it? And like, when you keep that schedule, the passion is the first thing to drain out of it.
I definitely do. Let's not derail it too much in that I definitely do enjoy it, but there are definitely the volume whilst balancing everything else can be a bit much for sure.
And like, what about your personal life?
Personal life is good.
Okay.
Maybe I would, but I would like, to potentially go out, do nothing another day a week. I do 1 day a week right now where I basically do fuck all.
Nice.
But again, the average person still has like 5 work days a week and then 2 days off. And my flexible schedule, really allows me to just take whatever day I want off if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm very, very, like disadvantaged in that regard. Like I'm sure I follow a similar amount of time off. Well, maybe not a similar amount of time off as a normal person, but I take like one full day off a week, and then I'll still like be able to see my girl like once a week on top of that full day off a week, but not for like a full day necessarily, maybe like a night and like into the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you know, family still, you know, fits in there. It's not all the fucking time, but
it's so fresh though. There's a very real chance that you're still running on the high.
100%. Yeah. The trajectory is not really, it's cooled off a little bit, but it's not enough that it's like my foot's on the gas, like full throttle.
Yeah.
So
Like what happens when the high dies?
I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
That's what I'm concerned about when I look at you. Like I'm just like, from like a business standpoint, I'm like so impressed. Like you're doing so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like it is, I've never performed to that level. So to me, it's like you're an alien, but it's pretty cool. It's cool to see someone succeed who just did it based off grind alone. Like you had a channel that basically was just whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you grinded and grinded and grinded. And like you built it up just through like sheer willpower, which is so respectful. Like not many people can do that. A lot of people on YouTube, what happens is they like hit some artificial spike where they happen to like talk about the right topic at the right time. And it was almost like a fluke, or they followed some viral video.
Or they have like a big falling out and it turns into like a back and forth, you know, like conflict that like hits trending or something.
Right. Like there's something that just gave them this, you know, they had nothing and then they just spiked.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this slow build. And I'm not saying that you didn't spike, but it was based off, like you said, doing like 500 videos and just getting really good at talking and, you know, constantly working at your craft and keeping yourself educated and learning. Like that is amazing.
Guess how many videos I have now?
I don't know. 1,000.
I actually don't even know about the check. 1,087.
Pretty good.
That's a fuckload. That's a lot, dude. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. So when I look at you, like you've done amazing, but I'm just thinking when this high dies, maybe like part of the reason why you haven't burned out yet is because like you said before, you're still getting rewarded for all this output.
Yeah.
And you're still like you keep getting new highs.
Yeah.
But like that high, like you talked about the hedonic treadmill before.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to scare you by saying this.
Yeah.
More like, I don't know. I don't want to see you burn out.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to like, I would like to find a way, and we're actively doing it with my companies, to outsource as much of the stuff as possible. So like dealing with a lot of the manufacturing. I used to be the only guy doing it, doing stuff like label review, FDA compliance, that kind of stuff. We're like dealing with getting high quality people covering it. And like, I'm slowly like piecing out stuff, but the thing that never gets pieced out is me filming, which I can sustain that, but then anything above and beyond that is like very spread thin. So I'm trying to like, maybe I do need to go back to like, in the future, one video a day if I don't think I can hold this up.
But do you think that you're going to, like, how long do you really think your lifespan is going to be making videos? Like, is this something that you want to keep doing in the foreseeable future?
Yeah.
It is?
I enjoy doing it, dude. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. This is like, it may come across as like we're just trying to like dissect my mindset here, I guess, more than anything. But I do enjoy what I'm doing. And I don't feel like my input for like the amount I'm filming is like disproportionately impossible to maintain, where it's like hurting my quality of life that significantly.
You know, but I'm not asking that. Like, I'm asking, like, do you enjoy what you're doing? Yeah, but this is like what you see yourself doing for years and years and years.
Well, I guess it depends like what happens with social media platforms, but like in general, I see myself producing content that's centered around pharmacology and endocrinology for like ever. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Like that's like mainly what I'm passionate about, and like I don't think I'll ever not do that.
Cool.
Yeah. Unless like there's like drastic change in like how social media works, and I don't know if everything turns to fucking AI and like virtual reality. Like I don't know, maybe people won't even care about their health anymore. They'll just be like strapped to a machine that like pumps their heart for them and shit, and like they just do VR all day. Like
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe, but if you got that passion for it, then there's a chance that you won't hit the burnout, or you'll just hit like a little break period.
No, yeah.
And then you'll go back, and then you'll hit a break period, outsource new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, like even you with your health and like getting your stuff checked and having such like difficulty arranging for something as basic as checking your health markers, like that's what drives even some of the shit I don't necessarily want to do every day. Is I think about like how much I fucking hate how the system works right now and how much I want to change it. And this is how I like leverage my platform to like help my clinic expand and be able to like fix stuff like this. So like there's definitely a driving force behind it that's above and beyond just like, do you like filming videos a lot?
Right.
You know?
There's a helping people aspect, changing stuff that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. That's why I wanted to talk about drugs.
Yeah.
Shine like a light on it that wasn't so stereotypical.
Yeah. So like I'm very at the end of the day, everything is like underpinned by, I don't know if that's a word to say it, but
Yeah, it is.
Underpinned by my passion for like, I sort of just like want to change like the medical system, to be honest, like that, especially in Canada too. I would love to see like some of my like US is becoming more progressive in many aspects, but there's still a lot of bullshit going on. And like, I want to be able to bring that to as global of a population as possible and like help people proactively, you know, stay as healthy as possible and optimize their lives. So like when I get like so frustrated when I hear of like your inability to get what you need, just like talking to stupid doctors who are like arguing with you about like trying to
making me feel dumb.
Yeah, like you're literally trying to pay for it yourself. Like you're not even allowed to without their like permission. Like how baffling is that? At least in the States you can like pay for whatever you want without a guy like shitting on you for it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, like here
it's egos, man.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally like asking your dad, like, can I please go to the store and like buy this thing? It's like no,
Dad, I have a really bad headache. I just want an Advil. No, you can't have it.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, dude.